Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sense, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is January. It's January the 6th, 2024, and today the topic is exposed. So I might apologize. Y'all thought this was gonna be another type of little show today, but this ain't nothing but the juice. Ain't nothing but the juice, y'all. um, but yeah, man, super happy to see another day. I hope that you guys had a fabulous Friday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, mine was cool overall, man. I had an amazing conversation for a future GSL episode. So that was one cool thing. And I mean, I'm not under a rock, you know what I'm saying? I know what the talk around town is these days, And I would say the hot button topics right now is none other than, of course, the Epstein list, right? Everybody's hearing about that and seeing it, I guess, and things of that nature. And then people are talking a lot about Mr. Cat Williams these days. My husband and I actually took a chance to watch the interview in question because he's out there as somebody that's just exposing things, right? And we watched it and everything, and I mean, I enjoyed again the time me and my husband watching and stuff. But for me, I'm like, well, this sounds like stuff I've been trying to share on here about 2 years, or ever since 2020 when stuff was getting exposed to me. And like people like Allie, that visited the platform and whatnot, came and shared, similar things that Mr. Cat Williams is sharing and whatnot. And so, and like I said, I mean, as somebody that my background is theater. I guess you would say I'm quote unquote in the entertainment industry. I mean, I tried to share at least a little bit that I've seen and been aware of and things of that nature and whatnot. But hey, I mean, I guess if it's all brand new information today for someone else, then great. I guess my questions is like, what are we gonna do? You know, um, with the information that's being given, like people that are finally, I guess, opening their eyes and ears to what's being said, for example, with the whole Epstein list and stuff like that. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be a little bit more aware of your surroundings? Are we gonna be paying a little bit more attention to you know situations like when Allie came and exposed about how kids and whatnot can be easily trafficked right in front of us and things of that nature, and we don't even pay attention. Being at places like, fast food restaurants and all kinds of things like that. Are we going to be, more diligent and pay more attention to things of this nature? Or, are we going to just let all of this stuff get brushed under the rug again? Same when it comes to the whole situation about what Cat Williams is exposing. At the end of the day, are we going to take responsibility, like he said, for you know, giving platforms to people, um, that push agendas? Are we gonna um, take responsibility for what we consume and things of that nature? Just something to think about. Again, what like they say, what's done in the dark is gonna come to the light, and hey, nothing new under the sun at the end of the day. So um, it's good, I guess, for the exposure and things of that nature. And at the same time, it's for those that have been trying to look on the front lines, trying to wave the flags and let people know about the things that we're seeing and hearing. I'm glad that it seemed like today a little bit more traction and whatnot is being taken, or it's happening, and we don't see what all happens and whatnot with it and from it and stuff. But I mean, I guess it's good that when evil is exposed. So obviously that is my inspiration and whatnot for today, and I'm just gonna come and share, I guess, what the word has to say about exposed or exposure and things of that nature. And then we're gonna, just see what the Lord do and hopefully be encouraged and inspired in the midst of it. So let me share with you guys these verses that were standing out to me. John 3:20. It says, "For everyone who does wicked things hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed." There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, even with Cat Williams and things like that, I mean, I've seen, a few negative comments here and there, saying, oh, he must just be bitter, oh, he must just be this and that and the other. And, again, for me, I'm like, well, I done heard Cat Williams talking about this stuff for years, but at the same time, I mean, again, there's a lot more people, I guess, listening and paying attention today than maybe a few years ago. But I mean, regardless, again, I mean, if he's exposing these again wicked things, and I think it's great that he's letting people know, because that's another thing too. That's why when I think about the entertainment industry, for example, right? Because again, you as somebody like what's on the outside is trying to get in, right? You think, man, okay, I just gotta have talent, I gotta get training, I gotta get da 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 da. You think the normal stuff and everything like that. But then you learn paying dues is something different, right? And you learn that gatekeepers are, or the gates or whatever the case may be, or the doors of opportunity are really people, you know what I mean? And you learn, the casting couch has been an ongoing rumor, you know what I mean? Like from theater to film to, music, I was just telling my husband last night about something that had happened to me. In Florida, I'm just starting to record music and whatnot. And I don't remember too much from the situation. I just remember either pulling up somewhere where I didn't feel comfortable. It looked like, and then as I got ready to get out, maybe I was thinking about going in to record or whatever they wanted me to do. But then I'm like, nah, I don't feel comfortable, X, Y, and Z. And then I remember the individual, um, telling me at that time, like, well, a big name female artist, what she had to do, basically, to get where she is, and named another individual that has been exposed recently, for some nefarious things, called his name, and said that, she had to do what she had to do with him in order to get to where she is. And, at that time, I just was like, well, that was, if she decided to do that, that was her. But, I'm not doing that, and I'm getting ready to go, whatever. And I didn't really think anything of it until you hearing about things, now where it's like, well, thank the Lord for whatever I avoided back then, and things of that nature. And so it's just one of those things, though, that some people, right? Again, if they're doing wicked things, of course, they're going to be afraid of the light and trying to stay away from the light and trying to dim the light, right? As Brother Cat Williams saying, I'm in full agreement. There's only two choices of life. It's God's side and then the other side. And I believe that's biblical, and I believe that's accurate. And again, it's just good and evil. I say that all the time here. Those are the only really choices in life. And and so this is what the Bible has to say about it. At the end of the day, everyone who does wicked things hates the light. And so there you go. I mean, now, hey, we all have the opportunity to come to the light, because what Christ did. Okay, so even if you on that side today, that don't mean you have to stay there. But just saying what it is, right? So here goes some more verses. 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, do your best to present yourself to God as the approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. This is what we should be doing, right? We should be, doing our best to present ourselves to God as approved. there was plenty of verses that I came across that was kind of like showing pretty much like the fruits of evil. And you guys can go and peruse, and go deeper with all the verses. I mean, like I said, I didn't even put anything on the go deeper section. Just go to openbible.info, plug in expose, and check out the verses and see what the Lord wants you to read and what stands out to you. But in the midst of that, as I was looking at it this morning, there was plenty of, verses that was talking of, just pretty much listed out different things that represented evil, from orgies to, all kinds of things like that. And, it's just something to think about. If these are the things that you delight in, then that shows you where you're at and whose side you're on. And so, it's just something to think about. Just something to think about as we think about this whole conversation and concept of being exposed. Like if you're showing yourself and presenting yourself to be approved right by God, then you don't have to worry about being exposed. You don't have to worry about being exposed. Now, sure, we all got a past, right? We all got things that we have done that we might not be proud of, things of that nature. You know what I mean? Because guess what? We've all sinned and fallen short. None of us is perfect. None but Christ is the only one that did walk the earth and did not sin, right? So, so with that being said, nobody's like looking down on the sinner per se or nothing like that. However, again, there's a totally different thing to, have lived in sin and then, doing your best to present yourself as approved and to be a worker for the Lord and things of that nature and not a worker of iniquity, right? But then it's a totally different thing to just be walking in sin, wallowing in sin, and then encouraging others along the way. That's a totally different lifestyle and thing. And so, things to be think about, or things to be thinking about. But here's another verse to think about here, y'all. It's Galatians 6:7. It says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap." At the end of the day, again, that's why y'all are seeing, who y'all deem to be the greats, right? Y'all seeing things being exposed about different stuff left and right. It don't matter what industry it's in, music, sports, film, like whatever it's in, you're hearing the exposures and the things happening. And the truth, right, is coming to the life about the individuals in the positions. At the end of the day, if everything was on the up and up and they was doing things on the up and up and stuff, then you wouldn't have to worry about none of that, because whatever would be exposed would be that, right? But that's not the case. And so again, the truth is going to come to the light. At the end of the day, again, the word says here clearly, God is not going to be mocked. You can try to hide all day and lie all day or whatever the case is, but eventually, again, yes, the truth is going to come to the light. And and then I guess there's nothing you can do about it. People can have all the money in the world and stuff, and they're trying to hide this stuff and and everything like that. But I mean, it's coming out, even if it trickles out or if it just comes out at the floodgates. So again, if you stay on the straight and narrow, then you don't have to worry about such stuff. Whatever would be exposed would be straight and narrow information. But if not, then you gonna reap what you sow. 2 Peter 2:15, it says, "For seeking the right way, they have gone astray. They have followed the way of Balaam, the son of Beor, who loves gain from wrongdoing." That reminded me again of some things that Cat Williams said. He's like, he said many times, people are taking, the easy way out, right? They're getting in these cliques, they're doing these rituals, they doing whatever they're doing, right? To take the easy way out and to get whatever it is they want in life, right? when at the end of the day, you could just work hard, trust the Lord, walk by faith, and all of that stuff ain't, easy to do. It may not be, again, the easiest way to get to the quote unquote success and things of that nature. And then you might not even ever reach the type of success that you quote unquote think you want and things of that nature as well. But how much joy and peace and whatnot you can have by being a righteous person and allowing God to elevate you and to do like the verses was talking about yesterday. And it was in my other journal, but and yeah, just pretty, let's just say elevate. Let's just keep it there, and allowing God to elevate us versus, trying to get to, the means and ends, the easy way or the quote unquote ways of wrongdoing, like Balaam, who unfortunately, I guess, is written in the Bible as someone for us to remember as somebody that loved to gain from wrongdoing. So, I mean, hey, y'all, I guess I just, wanted to acknowledge as well that, what's going on in today's time and stuff like that. Plenty is being exposed. I'm sure much, much more is going to be exposed. This is just the first week in January. And so who knows, what else is around the corner. But, I pray that, well, whatever information that we find out and things of that nature, that we, use it as wisdom to move forward and do better, right, in life, and make better choices, as well as be more diligent again about caring for one another. And I guess ultimately that's the juice this morning. I mean, you guys can go deeper about all of that, and let those other additional verses peruse. You can peruse them and let them marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But the Bible verse of today is Isaiah 60:1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon thee." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. Thank you to those that tuned in to last night's episode, the first girl chat of the year. Thank you again to Miss Summer and Miss Denise for coming by and dropping the gems and answering the questions to Mr. Rez Fleetwood's book. Black Women in Intimacy and everything like that. You guys can, again, check out the book and read what women have to say about all of the different questions that was asked. Or, again, tune in. If you didn't get a chance to tune into the episode. It should be our featured episode on the website, godsexandlove.com. But yeah, man, y'all have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you all on Monday. If the Lord's will. Y'all have a great, great day. Bye.